Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and in today's video I want to ask the question of what is the possibility of BFA combat feeling more boring than it is in Legion? So far the game is in alpha, everything is too early to tell, everything I'm about to say here may change by the end of the final product. So with that being said, that the game is way early in the alpha, not even beta, not even close to being released, stands. So with that being said, what is the possibility that BFA is feeling kind of boring to play? Which is what a lot of people have reported on MMO Champion and other websites. Everybody that has been playing BFA, depending on class, depending on spec, will say that their experience have been kind of slow. And some would describe lethargic. I'm trying to use every word besides boring because I feel like that's the only way to describe it. Does it feel boring? Well, the reason I'm asking the question in this video is because that concerns me. When you hear that, oh, BFA is feeling kind of boring combat-wise, I mean, 80% of the game, we end up fighting things. We are fighting dungeon mobs, we're fighting raid mobs, we're fighting bosses, we're fighting each other in PvP. So that sounds concerning. But then again, I guess it's understandable because we are losing a lot going from Legion into BFA. Not only are we losing our 2-piece and 4-piece PvE tier set bonuses, which for some classes actually fundamentally change what talents and abilities we're using in general, and change our rotations in some cases. We're also losing our trinkets, which can have some impactful gameplay, legendaries, which change some classes in major ways. My Outlaw Rogue definitely feels changed by the bracers, and we're losing our artifact weapon. And that's a big one, because sometimes it offers you awesome active effects. Take Rogue for example. For Assassination, it's just an extra bonus for damage and a combo point builder to combo into your burst. For Outlaw, it's just a way for us to recycle more combo points and feel a little bit more bursty, but then definitely not as impactful as the one for Subtlety, which gives you a ton of energy, ton of combo points, and allows you to feel, in the worst possible situations, never energy starved, never combo point starved, never resource starved. So that ability is definitely more significant in terms of its gameplay than that for Assassination or Outlaw. So some specs are going to be more impacted by this than others. And I'm not even discussing the passives, and there's a lot of passives we're losing. Some passives are making their way into our talents, some active abilities are making their way into our talents. But what about my passive where when I use Sprint as Outlaw, it gives me a free feint? Do you know how easy it is to conserve energy when I can just continue my burst rotation and just pop feint in between of my rotation? Because of cooldown reduction, I'm going to have my sprint available again. I'm really going to miss that. There's a lot of small passives that I'm definitely going to miss once the game is fully released and comes out. So with that being said, a lot of people are running around questing, not even at max level, at most at this point, at this recording of date. I think level 116 is the highest that they can get to in the alpha. So a lot of people are running around in a lot of classes, whether they're going through changes or not, are feeling very, very dull and boring. So I guess we can ask, why does it feel this way? Is it going to get better? And how is that going to look for the rest of BFA? I guess the first thing we should mention is this is alpha, this is early, this isn't the finalized product. But we're not even at level 120. We're not even at max level to test out the big crucial component that is going to play into our class customization. The Azurite armor. If you're not aware how Azurite armor works, generally you will collect Azurite almost like how you will collect AP for your necklace instead of your weapon. The stronger your necklace gets, the more Azurite power and Azurite pieces that you can unlock. Every single piece of gear that will be a head, shoulder, and chest that will be an Azurite piece of gear, every one of them will have extra bonuses. There will be a first bonus, which will give you minor adjustments, second bonus, which is another second minor adjustment, and a third will actually be some functional gameplay changes. They'll kind of work a lot like how your Netherlight Crucible works. The first one is just item level increase, second is an extra bonus, and third is a trait. Except this is supposed to be a lot more engaging, and it's supposed to serve in replacement of your legendaries that we are losing, and in replacement of most of the tier pieces that are no longer going to be available in the game. They're taking tier pieces out and Legos, so this is going to be their replacement. So a lot of people are talking about how we're not even at max level, we're not even at end game, so it's probably going to get a lot better. So far, we have heard almost nothing about Azurite pieces of gear. We don't know a lot about what exactly they're going to do. We don't know most of the bonuses, if not all of the bonuses. So it's a lot of this stuff is in the dark for a lot of the World of Warcraft community. And even people in the alpha have no idea exactly how it's all going to function quite yet. We did get one set of Azurite armor bonuses for hunters and shamans, at least just one set, and there's a bunch of different pieces of gear. Every new piece of gear with a different name is supposed to have different bonuses, so there's a possibility for many bonuses in the game. But from what we saw so far, they didn't really feel too involved. They didn't really feel like they were that revolutionary. They weren't changing our gameplay like our legendaries or tier pieces are doing. But there's a possibility that there's a lot more pieces, and that was just one example out of millions or thousands or however many Blizzard is banking on making. So I guess technically there is a possibility that by the time we're level 120, we'll have a lot more resources in order to adjust and customize our gameplay in many different ways. At least that's what I'm getting right now. And I think that's kind of how we should treat it. But there's also some issues that I do have with this type of system, that you have to wait until you're max level in order to get something super exciting to come in. My biggest issue with this system is the fact that with all the allied races, it's just going to be so boring after a while to quest through this in content. Yeah, the first time you're going to quest through it, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be probably the best experience ever. If it has great music, then it's going to be great. The environments and zones look pretty cool. The new mobs that I want to fight are going to be great. The quests themselves and the story could be amazing the first time around. And then when maybe I'm on my 6th allied race because they're making so many of them, it just might not feel as exciting. See, what Legion did with the artifact weapon, and why some people wanted for Legion to continue the artifact weapon system, is because it was a new system, but also a system that kind of sort of worked, at least in the general sense. Some people liked it, some people didn't, but what was cool about it is the progression system of the artifact weapons. You got one as soon as you got to 100. As soon as you got to the new Dalaran, you go and unlock your weapon, you go unlock your order hall, and you're out to quest. While you're questing, you're powering up your artifact weapon right now. You get in to use it, you get in to add some extra passives. Might be some passives like, oh, increase the damage of this ability, increase the damage of that ability. But there's something to do, something engaging, and you have that extra ability on top of it to play around with in order to kind of start changing your mechanics while you level. To kind of start introducing you to your own specialization in a different way. So by the time you're at max level, you probably have a few traits, maybe one golden trait that actually adjusts your gameplay slightly if you decided to do any kind of leveling for your AP. And by the end of it, you are now ready with your weapon, already have changing gameplay, already have a different gameplay. And then if you go to level another class, as long as it's not the same exact specialization, you will have a weapon and a storyline and everything to follow through with it. So the experience, I feel like, when you level with your artifact weapon was a lot different from level 100 to level 110, and it only got more progressively interesting and complex and interactive as you leveled up the weapon, as you got the different relics, as you got more AP farming, as you unlocked all these traits. It just got progressively more and more. So you had something to you had the worm to kind of bait people in from the very beginning, and then you just kept them hooked throughout the whole experience. In BFA, you're just not going to have that. So the questing experience on its own, after a while, might end up feeling a little bit stale. I feel like right now, 735 questing in a lower level zones, it's not that bad. I actually like how you have a different approach on the same zones that we'll love and remember. I like that. But after a while of leveling through the zones, eventually they're not going to go from being, oh, this is harder than last time I remember, oh, this is taking longer than last time I remember. Eventually it's just going to be commonplace. That is my leveling speed. So what do you get that's new? Well, the only thing you get to look forward to is new spells, but the higher level you get, the less spells you get. And this is why I like the old school talent system, is because while you level your character at lower end levels, you unlock your talents. Yeah, they were minor. Yeah, a lot of them had very minuscule advantages and changes overall to your class, like 1% hit, or 1% crit, or 1% expertise, or this ability deals 2% more damage. That didn't mean a lot, but it felt like it was worth something. You were earning something, you were doing something along the way, and it was super exciting. So I feel like that kind of aspect you're basically just taken out of the game. I'm hoping the Blizzard does do something by the end of it, but that's kind of what it looks like so far. I'm just hoping that that's kind of not how BFA is going to feel down the line. I want it to feel exciting, I want it to feel awesome, I'm super happy about all the class changes, but then again, I'm looking into the future. How am I going to keep playing the game on my 6th allied race, because I am going to want to level a lot of the allied races. Is it going to feel just as exciting, or is that gameplay going to feel really boring? Because let's be honest, Blizzard continues to prune a lot of the classes. Some are getting changes they are massively needed, like Survival Hunter. You're taking the class from what the hell is going on to, wow, this is actually looks kind of fun. But a lot of the classes in general are going through a prune of abilities, not just with the artifact weapons, but of basic changes that you get into the game. So it might be better once BFA comes out and we get to see the full picture. But I still want to voice my concerns ahead of time before the game was finally released. Maybe there's something that Blizzard might be able to do in terms of just a few changes to adjust this, and maybe this will be one of the issues that more people will notice as more people get into BFA, or when the game is playable, once everybody's playing it. I just don't want it to be, you know? I just don't want it to be. So I'm voicing my opinions right here, right now. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your concerns. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with me or not? I personally would be happy if we went back to the same old talent system of just getting a few talents at a time. So then the whole questing experience felt a little bit better. Maybe Blizzard will revert back to that system in the future. They seem to be taking a lot of steps to revert a lot of the mistakes they've done in the past. So maybe this might be something where they can just intervene and change. Or maybe not. I just want to get you guys' thoughts. What do you think about this? Should they do something? Is it sound like it might be a boring experience for quite a while up until Azurite Armor? Or do you think it's way too early to tell? Dalian should probably shut up about this. Just don't talk about it. What are you talking about? You don't know nothing. Let me know all that in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, subscribe to the channel for 2 videos a day. Like the video to stay up to date to the channel and promote my channel, because likes allow my videos to get promoted out there to grow my channel. And hit the notification bell if you guys want to catch the stream down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see all of you in another video.